Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Slide Job Podcast. I am today's host, Joshua Northcutt, and joining me is, as always, Ben Miller. Ben, how's it going, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Doing well. I feel like we haven't been able to do these in a while.
Yeah.
Obviously, we missed the Coke 600 on the Friday with
hmm
everybody graduating, moving to Nashville, moving to North Dakota, and just life. We
Yeah.
obviously haven't been able to stay on track as much as we'd like. But we're here today. We're going to talk some NASCAR, obviously. And I'm going to get your thoughts first. Hopefully, we'll have the release of Tuesday night's podcast. Me, uh, Bull, and Colton were able to sit down, talk about it. But Ben, I have to get your thoughts on Charlotte and Amazon. What did you think of the presentation on Sunday?
Yeah. Overall, though, I was really impressed with Amazon Prime's first broadcast covering the Coca-Cola 600. Though, I mean, just looking at the talent itself, you got Adam Alexander, Dale Jr., Steve Letarte. Though, um, you can just see that they have such a great chemistry, and they were really into it. Though, like, I don't know about you though, but I didn't really see that with Mike Joy, Kevin Harvick, and Clint Boyer earlier this year on Fox. It just seems like they don't have as good a chemistry as, like I mentioned, Letarte, Dale Jr., and Steve Letarte, though. But yeah, overall, it was a great broadcast. I mean, we didn't have to worry about advertising getting in the way. When we saw William Byron and Denny Hamlin racing side by side, like they didn't go away from that at all. And yeah, overall though, I feel like it was such a great broadcast. And Amazon Prime, they should be really proud of themselves covering their first NASCAR race. And hopefully, they in the next 5 races they can continue it.
Yeah, my hope is somehow they take over full time. I know Fox agreed to it, but Amazon and Bezos have enough money that if they want to buy out Fox, they can. That
Yeah.
presentation was fantastic. Like you mentioned, we missed no green flag action. I don't remember the last time that happened. The pitcher in pitcher wasn't just your normal pitcher in pitcher, it was like actual footage of the race. It wasn't
Mhm.
some small little square in the side of your screen. The As we mentioned on the podcast Tuesday, and I'll say again just in case it doesn't come out, the enthusiasm from the announcers. Like you could tell they all loved what they were doing. They were prepared and they were excited. It was all around fantastic performance. And as I mentioned, like I kind of hope Amazon keeps it full time.
Yeah.
Obviously, they only got like this. I'll just say like month of races. It's a solid lineup. They get a mix of different things before. Is it TNT or USA takes over? Do you remember?
I think it's TNT first, and then NBC and USA they take over from Midsummer up until the championship race.
Okay, yeah. So because I think TNT covers the tournament, which we were
Yes.
talking about, and we're getting excited. We do
Oh,
plan on having a bracket special. It will be me, Ben, Colton, Bull, and then we might have a guest or two also joining with us. We're trying to work on that. But also came out today, Ben. Corey Heim is being held out of the Cup Series yet again, according to Daily Downforce. Excellent race. I believe it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Had a top 15 finish, first career Cup Series race. Very impressive. And
mhm.
just to hear this, it's disappointing because
Yep.
there's some guys out there that you're just like, they probably shouldn't be driving. And Corey Heim deserves a full time ride.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, Josh. I mean, the fact that this guy is not going to the Cup Series in 2026 is absolutely mind-boggling to me. I mean, when you look at this kid's stats this year, he has 4 wins in the Truck Series this year. He's been out front consistently. Like this dude is too good for the Truck Series, and the fact that he's being slept on like that is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, we saw it at Kansas this year when he was in the 67 car for 2311. He finished 13th. Like, that's awfully impressive. And there was a few other races that he did, though, that I believe he was running up in the top 10, top 15. And yeah, like this guy is a Cup Series driver. And the fact that he is not moving up is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I saw Colton's text this morning. One of the reasons why I hate Ty Gibbs, and because of this, I hate Ty Gibbs too. I mean, because of that guy, that's the main reason why he is being put in the Truck Series. But this guy, it's ridiculous. I know I keep saying it, but he needs to move up. He is too good for the Truck Series.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree one bit. I don't know what spot he would go to. I know originally the rumor was maybe possibly 2311, but he's not going to get that push up. I thought it was Trackhouse, but no, because he's part of Toyota, right? And the Gibbs
Yes.
Racing.
Hmm.
Okay, so yeah, it had to be 2311. Which I always get this mixed up now. Who's the third? Is Zane Smith? No, Zane Smith isn't the third driver. Who's the third
No,
driver?
it's for 2311.
Yeah,
Riley Herbst.
Herbst. He's okay. He's had some solid performances, but Corey Heim deserves that job.
Yeah,
Corey Heim
yeah,
deserves that ride. Obviously, he's not taking Reddick's job. He's not taking Bubba's, and he's not ready for one of the big four in Gibbs.
yeah,
But he deserves a chance to prove he possibly deserves that ride later on in his career. And then
yeah.
speaking of maybe getting a chance in his career again, it was reported by Jordan underscore Banky that Eric Amarola has been linked to a Cup team. Ben, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I when I saw that in the group chat this morning, that blew me away a little bit because um, like Eric Almirola, he's a great driver. I mean, when he left Stewart Haas Racing to run some races for Joe Gibbs Racing, though, I mean, what does the guy do? He lives up to expectations, and goes out and wins. So I'm just not really sure though. Like, is that really a good move to go back to the Cup Series? Because I believe he's in his early 40s though, when we should be looking at other young prospects. So yeah, I'm not really sure about that.
Just trying to look it up right now. He is 41, so yeah, early 40s,
Yep.
just turned 41. But my thing was like he walked away for a reason. I remember it being mentioned like he wanted to hang out with his family, be more of a family man type thing. But now he's willing to come back potentially. Assume it would be with a Toyota ride. Not sure where it would be, but we just talked about it. Corey Heim deserves a spot over that, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Eric had his chance. He decided to walk away, and I'm never going to hate a man for walking away and taking care of his family ever.
Right.
But as you mentioned, there's just some younger talent who have been kind of held down, or maybe a ride hasn't quite opened up yet that he could be holding back. So my question is, where do you think he would be talking to? Because I was trying to do the like teams in my head. I'm assuming it's gotta be Toyota, unless his Gibbs deal is only like half. Like I know it's only half the season because he's not a full time Xfinity
Mhm.
driver, correct? Not anymore. He
No,
just so I guess my question would be, where do you think he could end up?
no. I mean, that's a good question. Now that I'm thinking about it, now that he's with Toyota, I can see him running some limited races for Joe Gibbs Racing or possibly 2311. And I'm not sure if this is a good one or not, but possibly Legacy Motor Club because I know me, and Colton talked about it a couple episodes ago that there was some news going around that Legacy Motor Club was trying to get a third charter, and I can potentially see him maybe running some cup races for Legacy Motor Club. But yeah, those are my predictions on what will happen with Eric Amarola's future.
Yeah, legacy makes sense when I
Yep.
more thought about it, and I was trying to put two and two together because I know they got Nemechek and they got Jones, but I think they want to get a full time third car, and that's
Mhm.
what they're having that lawsuit with Rick Ware Racing, I believe maybe it is,
Yeah, yeah, it was.
um, to get that third car ride. And if it is the third, I can only assume AA would be taking that over. But again, I mean, I'd prefer Ware get it, or not Ware, but my bad, Corey Heim,
Yeah,
obviously similar names, get that ride instead.
yeah, for sure, for sure. I 100% agree.
All right. Well, if you got nothing else, so if you want to talk about the race, Corey Heim or AA, we'll go ahead and just break down your power rankings, Ben.
All right, let me pull them up right here. All right, starting off at number 5, I got the 9 car of Chase Elliott, finished sixth in the Coca-Cola 600. Continues to be consistent, putting together these top 20 runs. still remains fourth in the standings, showing speed the last few weeks. And I feel like he's got great momentum heading into Nashville, though, where he knows how to get around that track. He won the next gen race there in 2022, so he does have a victory. So I would keep an eye out for that 9 car. Number 4, I got Ryan Blaney. Obviously, it was a tough weekend for him in Charlotte, finishing 38th. That was really kind of shocking to me because he's been showing speed the last few weeks. I believe he had 4 top fives in the last 5 races, but yeah, did not show any type of speed whatsoever, like we saw at Kansas and at Texas, like any other, like those mile-and-a-half tracks. So yeah, really disappointing there. Number 3, I got Kyle Larson. Obviously, it was a rough weekend for him in Charlotte, finishing 37th, and overall just a rough doubleheader. Both DNFs in the Coke 600 and in the Indianapolis 500, loses his point lead to William Byron. But I still believe in this guy, though. I feel like he will bounce back, and he's going to be a true championship threat moving forward. Number 2, I got Christopher Bell. Continues to rack up top 10 finishes. He's another driver I got to keep an eye on for Nashville, where he led 131 laps last year before crashing out. And number 1, topping off my power rankings, I got the 24 of William Byron. He led 283 laps in the Coca-Cola 600, but got passed by Chastain late in the race. He's our new points leader over Kyle Larson by 29 points. Much needed. It was a much needed run for that 24 group after a rough 2 races at Texas and Kansas. And also, he's coming off a contract extension with Hendrick Motorsports through 2029. So, yeah, those are my power rankings this week.
All right. For me, I feel like we're far enough into the season. If you don't have a win, you're not going to be in my top 5. Just how I feel, especially now that I'm going to put number 5 as Ross Chastain. I know he didn't lead that many laps. I think it was only 6 or 7 on Sunday. But his performance over the last 6 races have been very impressive. He's got 1 win, 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s, and 6 top 20s. No DNFs. Him and Chase Elliott are the only 2 drivers who can say that over the last 6 races. And he's got to win. Chase doesn't. So that's why he's going to go number 5 for me. Number 4, Denny Hamlin. Got the 2 wins on the year. His showed speed, was up front, leading with Byron. Possibly was going to pass Byron before his team screwed him over, and he turned around and he ran out of gas. Also had 2 DNFs in the last 6 races. Something to keep an eye on. Gotta wonder maybe if the courtroom stuff is bothering him a little bit. Maybe his head is a little bit elsewhere. But when push comes to shove, playoff time, you know Denny's going to turn it on and potentially win himself a championship. For number 3, I've got Christopher Bell. Doesn't have any wins over the last 6 races. However, he's got 5 top 10 finishes. Has been very, very good, very, very consistent. And though he's not getting the wins that he hasn't been able to do since he won those 3 in a row, he's still finishing in the top 5 and kind of one of those, like, you'll turn on the TV towards the end of the race and you'll be like, wait, Bell hasn't been there all day. And now he's in the top 10. Number 2 for me, William Byron. If he won the race on Sunday, he would have been number 1 for me. Absolutely dominant performance on Sunday. Absolutely great driving. Kind of a choke job. Don't know what exactly happened, but he's now led 558 laps, and he also choked away the other race where he led over 200 plus laps. Win those races, he's clear number 1 to me. But as of right now, number 1 for me is the Kyle Larson. As you mentioned, it was a rough weekend, but I'm not going to penalize him. The man was trying to go out there and make history, be the first person ever to complete both races. Obviously, he did the complete opposite and basically DNF both races. However, still, he's got 2 wins in the last 6, 4 top 5s, and he's led 759 laps. He was up front on Sunday for the beginning of the race. Started second, past Briscoe. I think it was on lap 2. Led close to 33 laps until he hit the wall and spun out. Kyle Larson's still the man to beat. I don't think it's that close because he's doing something that Byron hasn't been able to, and that's called finish the job. So until Byron wins another race that's not called the Daytona 500, I don't think I can put Byron ahead of Larson. Any thoughts on that, Ben?
Yeah, I can definitely see your perspective there. Yeah, I mean, like you said, Kyle Larson is the driver to beat right now, and yeah, I like the fact that you still have Kyle Larson at number one.
Any thoughts? I'm going to quickly text Bull real fast if you want to talk about anything or uh, just maybe talk about Nashville if what you're looking forward to this weekend.
Yeah. So just looking at my preview right here. Yeah, a couple drivers that I wanted to point out this week that I feel like we should keep an eye out on is Ross Chastain. Obviously, he's coming off his first win of the year in the Coca-Cola 600. And Nashville's been a pretty good race for him. He has one win there back in 2023, and he's running the NASCAR Xfinity. I believe, yeah, he's running the Xfinity race this weekend. So I feel like with him running that race, I feel like he's gonna learn a little bit to as he heads into the Cup Series. And yeah, I feel like with that win in Charlotte, that's going to carry over into the Music City. Like I mentioned, Ross Chastain and Nashville, they're going to be factors this weekend. And another driver I got my eye on is Christopher Bell. He led 131 laps last year before crashing out. So yeah, I feel like Bell, he's going to be a factor this weekend. And my final driver to keep an eye on, I got Denny Hamlin. He led 114 laps last season. He was on his way to a win before the five overtime chaos. But yeah, I feel like those three drivers there, the ones that we got to keep an eye on this weekend for sure.
Yeah, no, Denny's definitely on my short list of people. Obviously, he doesn't have a win here since the next gen car, but
Mhm.
he's led 265 laps. The
Yeah.
man knows how to get out front and lead the way. As you mentioned, Ross Chastain got to be in consideration. Has a win, two top fives, also that amounted to two top tens. Led 144 laps here during his career. But someone I want to say to just keep an eye on, and I could be way wrong on this,
Mhm.
but I kind of like Chase Briscoe this week.
I like that.
The
Yeah.
the 19 led 132 laps here with Martin Truex. Only had an average finish of 16th, so it's not great. But Briscoe's kind of looked good. On Sunday, he started on the pole, ended up finishing in third place. So he's been
Mhm.
hanging around and producing some numbers since he got his points back. Which, by the way, congratulations to Christopher Buescher for getting his points back and now being back in the playoff race, knocking out his teammate Ryan Preece,
Yeah.
not due to points but due to the wins. But he's right there on the bubble. It is very, very close. Still a long way to go. So,
Mhm.
but Briscoe, I don't know. I feel like a win is getting very close for Briscoe. They're finally. It took about half the season, but they finally have meshed and been able to talk to each other and been like, okay, I know Truex liked the car set up this way, but we now know Briscoe prefers it set up that way. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, for sure. Now that you pointed out excuse me, Chase Briscoe this weekend. Yeah, he's a driver that I also have my eye on too. Like we talked about, he's been putting together some consistent finishes, three consecutive top 10 finishes. Like, yeah, they're putting that 19 group. They're putting the finishes together, and I just feel like Nashville is a perfect track for Joe Gibbs racing. Like I mentioned earlier with Denny Hamlin and Christopher Bell, I will not be shocked to see Chase Briscoe in contention to try to win a Qatar in Music City because I feel like that win is coming soon.
And then somebody who needs to get right, we talked about it on the podcast Tuesday. He's got an 11th place average finish here, three top 20, so he's never had a DNF, only one top 10. But Bubba Wallace, it'll be interesting to
Yep.
see how he's done. He's finished 30th or worse in like 9 of the last races. He's had 5 DNFs on the year. He's just won, just like Blaney, who's just had some really, really bad luck. But also, when he's on the track, though, he's been up front. So Bubba's another
Mhm.
guy I want to say just keep an eye on, and we'll see what happens. Unfortunately, I do not have a message from Bull. I know he just got home from work, so might be on hold just for now. But what we'll try to do, as I told Ben, we'll make the picks during uh, the group chat, and then I'll post a photo here at the end of the podcast, just saying who everybody picked 1 through 5, and also I'll let Colton tell me what the update is on the standings. But obviously, it's a little bit shorter of a podcast. Doesn't exactly hurt my feelings. I got to leave for work in 20 minutes and do a night shift. But Ben, we got about 5 minutes. Is there anything else you wanted to bring up, or anybody want to talk about, or even looking ahead a little bit? How excited are you for this mid-season tournament that's about to be starting?
Yeah. Obviously I'm really excited for the in-season tournament. It's just really cool to see, though, the bracket of two drivers going at it week to week for $1 million is that's going to bring a lot of attention to some viewers. Hopefully, it draws more viewers to NASCAR. But yeah, I just feel like when this was announced last year, I know we talked about it last year on the Norse Benchwarmers podcast. Um, we were all really excited for this, and I feel like those drivers, they're going to put on a great show for the fans, and yeah, overall, just really looking forward to it for sure.
As I mentioned, we'll likely do some kind of show. The four of us will get together, who you see every week, and then hopefully we might have a guest or two. Bull's got some inside sources he's been able to reach out to try to maybe get on there and come on for a segment or two just to talk about the bracket. But I'm interested to see how it all lays out, and then what some upsets could happen because the races that may favor. We've looked at the schedule, and I believe there's like 2 road courses. So you gotta think somebody like Austin Cindric or Chase Elliott or your boy SVG could be hanging
Yep, I
around
was.
there. If you get to the road course, and imagine that matchup of like Kyle Larson versus SVG at a road course, and the
Oh
excitement
yeah.
that we can have because these guys are going to be driven, especially Denny, who kind of came up with the idea, is going to be
Mhm.
driven and goal oriented to be that first mid-season champion.
Yeah, definitely for sure. But yeah, like I mentioned, those guys, they're going to put on a hell of a show, and it's just going to be so cool to see them go head to head, fighting for every single position, and do what they have to do to advance and win $1 million.
Yeah, so I think that's about everything. Like I tried to give it about 5 more minutes to see if Bull would get on. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Again, I'll just post up the Fast Five standings along with our picks via like the group chat. I'll create a decent little graphic. I'll see what I can do. I'm not the best. I'm not Colton, but I can at least give it a shot. But if you got nothing else, Ben, I'm going to wrap things up here.
Yeah, I think we covered everything.
All right, buddy. So again, thank you all for listening and watching. Make sure you check out the CX Podcast Network that now Left Turn Central. Well, sorry, you're watching Left Turn Central. However, you can also now find this website or this our episode over on the CX Podcast Network. Over there is the Restricted Area Podcast. Next week, we'll be starting a baseball podcast called The Rubber Match. During football season, we're going to have a football or NFL, college football. When college basketball rolls around, we're going to have college basketball. We're bringing a lot of people from the outside that we've graduated with, that knows a lot of knowledge, has a lot of skills, and things we're just kind of looking forward to building up. But also, as Colton always mentions, thank you for making Left Turn Central grow. A lot of you are here because of his what if stories, which are absolutely fantastic. And I don't think I've actually ever told Colton that. Him and Henry or Chenry are currently working on another one now. Didn't spoil yet what it's going to be, but if you have not seen it, definitely go check out the Brad one. It was excellent. But with basically that's all said and done. Again, Bull doesn't look like he's getting on here, so once we log off, I'll go ahead and make sure to post everything, and we'll get you updated on the stats. So Ben, again, as always, thanks for joining me, buddy, and until next
Absolutely.
time, peace.